Hey everybody! Today I'm going to walk you through my practice routine as a Theory 1 student. I feel like it might help others to see what actual practice looks like, and I think it would be fun for myself to be able to compare whether my routine changes as I get further into school. I'll also show how I've integrated my new StreamDeck with my routine. I didn't have any need for this item, but I received it as a gift for my birthday, so I've been trying to find ways to make use of it. So I do all my steno work on a dedicated laptop with all entertainment distractions logged out. It helps me focus on steno when it's time to work, and it really has been super effective for me this semester, more than I expected. The first button I have on my StreamDeck is my warm-up button, and this opens my cat, typey type, plover, and my practice spreadsheet all in one go. I even have it open up my warm-up file for me in DigiCat by having it type the shortcut Alt F2. And then I connect my machine to Plover for warm-up. So I'll start with my list of hesitation words, or words that I want to practice more, and I'll copy them from my spreadsheet into typey type. I then race myself as many times as I want to try to get a good words per minute and accuracy score. I find this really addictive, and it makes practice feel like a game. I can get stuck on this as much as I get stuck on video games, which is great for me and for my practice. In order to do this, each week at the beginning of the week, I'll organize my practice list by removing mastered words from last week's list and adding new ones that I wrote on sticky notes throughout the week. I just use Excel to organize it because it pastes well into typey type. And I'll also use Excel to organize any other families of words I want to study and learn. Next, I've been practicing the alphabet in various ways, but one easy way is to pull up a quote on the internet and just write down the whole thing. I'm just doing it without spaces for now since I'm focusing on getting the letters down as fast as possible. Last, I also practice numbers. I've been using pi, but you can use your favorite irrational constant of choice. Also, I've got something interesting going on with my numbers, which I hope to introduce in a future video. Next, I'll use my RTC button to open up my main practice in Real-Time Coach. This button also opens up my practice file in DigiCat so I don't have to do all those actions manually. For my school, we are required to do 15 hours of practice in Real-Time Coach, so any other time doesn't count, and that's why I count RTC as my main practice. I label the exercises I'm working on as it's required to be, and then I connect my machine after disconnecting it from Plover. I also set up a timer button on my StreamDeck for my 1-hour practice sessions, although I have to say I think I still prefer my physical kitchen timer, but it's nice to have it all in one package on the StreamDeck as well. Then I practice.
Words per minute, ready to write. Phil loves to watch the NBA. Is that show still on NBC? Please turn in your form ASAP. They bought their house with an FHA loan.
After I write through the exercise, I get an accuracy score. I got 100 on this exercise, so I get to push my dopamine button. This one types enter, 100%, enter for me, which saves me a lot of keystrokes and rewards me with a button press for performing on my practice. If I pass a speed, I'll move up to the next one. After I completed this one, I made a small mistake, so I'll label the accuracy I got, and then I'll do error practice by alternating the missed stroke with another stroke. If I ever need to add an entry to my dictionary or look something up, I've got another button for opening my dictionaries. It's in a separate application window for my cat, and it requires opening the file, which the button does for me. Plus, I also open Plover because I am currently maintaining 2 dictionaries side by side.
He is going to work.
When the timer rings, I write end of practice session in my file and close up. Although I warm up once a day, I do 1 hour of practice 3 times a day, and this keeps me on track to finish all my required hours for the week and have time for extra in case I want to or need to. And these days, here's what I'm doing for extra practice. I use a modified version of Lynn's phrasing trainer to train on a subset of Jeff's phrasing, just the parts that I find useful to me. I'll also stumble along to TV shows to get absolutely pummeled by the regular rate of speech. Plus, sometimes the TV actors will rap even faster.
So you did not want to get involved?
Recently, I've been watching Matlock and Elsbeth. And then a couple other things that are in my workflow. I use Git to back up and track changes to my dictionary, as well as I store them on GitHub so that I can access the same dictionaries for Plover on my PC. And as to the remaining buttons on my StreamDeck, I have one for switching audio output, as well as for opening Discord, which I use Discord for steno purposes sometimes, but I also use the button to force quit it so that I don't get distracted by notifications while I practice. And that's all the things I'm doing for practice right now. Honestly, I filmed this video like over 2 weeks ago now, so I got off track on editing it, and last week was Easter weekend, and 2 weeks ago was the Korean test, so that's why there was no vlogs for weeks 12 and 13. But I've been doing all my practice as usual, and we've moved on to multi-syllable words, so it's still been a lot of fun. Finally, we're getting to some exercises that I do find challenging at 100 words per minute, 20% faster, but some of them I also can still nail no problem, 100%. I don't know if it's like the actual recordings are slightly different in speed, or maybe I just literally struggle with one to the other. And this week, on week 14, we closed out and finished all the new material for Theory 1, and next week is a review week. Looking back, I'm really proud of how far we've already come, and it's amazing how much we've learned in the first semester. All the practice was brutal, but I did complete all of it every single week, so I'm really proud of myself for being consistent. At the beginning of the class, there was a lot of waiting around as I was very bored with a lot of the concepts that weren't new to me. But now that I'm at the end of the class, I feel like there's definitely no way I could have skipped through it. And none of what we learned was very hard, but it's all cumulative in a way that, even though it's easy, I've internalized a lot of things that weren't there before. I guess I'll probably do a more detailed review of Theory 1 maybe next week. But that's the end of today's vlog and this week's recap. I hope you guys found the video helpful, and I'll see you next time.